Hello and welcome. I'm BluenoseLJ. Instant match reaction to Everton beating Tottenham Hotspur at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, 1-0. The first time that we've managed to beat Tottenham away for 8 years, and the first time that we've managed to beat one of the top six in an incredible 41 games. But we've managed to break that now. But more importantly, we get our season off to a winning start, and really important, we have 3 points on the board. Before I get into the game, if you would like to be in with the chance to win the new Everton football top of your choice, make sure that you have subscribed to this channel and you have commented on the prize video, which I'll give a link to here. You just need to comment the color of the kit top that you would like, and also the size that you would require. Okay, so quite a lot to talk about. Wasn't it really nice to have a midfield that fought for the ball when we lost it and actually ran about? That was just really nice to watch. I think there's a lot more to come from this side. We obviously looked towards the end a little bit tired, but that's, I think, not just Everton. I think a lot of sides have looked that way. We've only had 2 pre-season friendlies before today. I think Tottenham looked pretty much out from the start of the game, to be honest. I don't think they really troubled us too much. They had a couple of chances. I'll start with the goal. Obviously, a really, really good free kick from Lucas Digne. Maybe he got a couple of yards, but that's just football and all sides do that. Unless it's obviously picked up, I don't think that that's a problem. Tottenham would have done exactly the same if they can get away with it. A really, really good header by Dominic Calvert-Lewin. That's what Dominic Calvert-Lewin does. We know that he is really, really good in the air. A really solid header, really good goal. And obviously gets his an account off first goal of the season. So without being too menacing today, Dominic Calvert-Lewin still ended up with a goal. I think he had a good game, held the ball up well, had a few chances, and obviously got his goal. I'm going to start with Pickford in goal as well. I'm one of Jordan Pickford's biggest critics, but I thought he had a really, really good game today. Didn't have too much to do, but the 2 saves that he had to make, the 2 big saves, made both of them. Really made himself quite big. Didn't really have much else to do apart from that, but when you are asked to do your job, which is to make saves, that's what Pickford did. Yeah, I think there was no mistake today as well. So I give Pickford a lot of credit today. He came out, did exactly what he had to do, made 2 big saves, looked a little bit more like the Jordan Pickford that we know that he can be. Let's hope that gives him a lot of confidence, and yeah, he can push on from there. Seamus Coleman, solid game, didn't really have too much. I think Son had a couple of chances, against him, but I think Coleman had a reasonable game. The centre backs, I'm not overly convinced on Yerry Mina. I have to be honest. I think the obviously when Holgate comes back, he is going to be the number 1 defender, and then it's obviously going to be a pick of Keane or Mina to play alongside him. Personally, I would play Keane. I think he's less prone to mistakes myself, and I think that he had another good game, Keane, and following on from the end of the season, where I think Keane was one of our better players towards the end of the season after the football came back. I would play Keane and Holgate, but yeah, without again, apart from the two chances that Tottenham had, I don't think that we were massively troubled at the back. Lucas Digne had the kind of game that Lucas Digne has, and obviously set up the goal with a really, really good free kick. Getting into midfield, Alan, first game looked a bit leggy towards the end, but he's just solid, isn't he? You can see it. You can see that nobody's going to get past him easy. He's a really, really good midfielder. Our midfield just looked totally different than when last season. I felt a lot more confident in the midfield that when Tottenham had the ball, that we had the opportunity to get it back, and Decore broke up play really well. I think Decore had, I think he was one of the better players on the pitch. I think I'd like to see Decore going forward a little bit more, but this is a new team, or a new midfield at least. It's going to take time to gel. It's the first game. They were really solid. I don't think that they gave too much away. Alan and Decore look like they are going to form a good partnership. I just feel a lot more confident with those two there. Okay, so then we go into midfield, to forward attacking midfield. Then we had Andre Gomez, who you could see had a little bit more freedom to run about without having to track back too much, because obviously he knew that Alan and Decore were there. He was splaying the passes about. So again, it's going to take a little bit of fitness. I could see that Gomez started to run out of legs towards the end. But he had a decent game, just like everybody had a decent game. The passes, you could see Gomez. That's what we expect from Gomez, to bring players into play, the passing, and this midfield, Alan, Decore, Gomez. Yeah, I'm really impressed with it already. Only one game in, but that's exactly what we wanted. We wanted the solidness of Alan and Decore and then to give Gomez the freedom to link up play and be creative. I'm going to leave Rodriguez until the end. Like I say, Dominic Calvert-Lewin had a really decent game. Without being too menacing, like I say, I think there's much more to come of Dominic Calvert-Lewin. But one goal, one game, you can't really ask for much more than that. Richarlison made a lot of chances for himself. I think he could have had a goal in apart from the miss, which we'll talk about in a second, from the first half. I actually think that he created a couple of chances for himself. And I think he'd probably be disappointed that he didn't manage to get on the score sheet. The miss in the first half, he probably didn't even think that he was going to get the opportunity. But when he got the opportunity, I think he should have squared it back to Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who probably would have had a tap in had he done so. But Richarlison, I I don't want to sound like I'm having a go at Richarlison because he had a really good game. I think he was a little bit off the pace, uh, and yeah, he looked a bit rusty to me. I think if Richarlison, if that was 4 or 5 games into the season, I think he definitely has a goal. But yeah, I think that was just a little bit of rustiness, and he's, you know, he created the chances, he got into the positions, so there's certainly no uh, attack against Richarlison. I certainly am not going to say that, but I just think he looked a little bit rusty. Still a quality game from him. I just expect more from Richarlison. That's all. Not in not in his play, but in those finishing situations. I think that, like I say, in 4 or 5 games time, Richarlison gets on the score sheet. But that's the first game of the season. I'm going to let him off, especially as we've just won. And then we come to James Rodriguez. First game, and he is going to get better. His touches, his link-up play, he looks different class. He just looks like a player that is, a Premiership player playing in the Championship. He just looks that little bit better than everybody else on the pitch. I'm really, really excited to see James. I couldn't believe I was so when he stood there with the Everton badge, James Rodriguez with an Everton badge on, gonna play. I was just before the game, and they were showing pictures of him. I pinched myself that he was playing. I couldn't believe it. He just oozes class. The guy just oozes class, and he's going to improve. He's just going to get better. I'm really, really. I've said it in a lot of my videos, and I've probably said it over and over. I'm really excited by this season. We looked solid. We're going to get better. Tottenham. I was really surprised actually that Tottenham they didn't fight, as maybe that was the way that we played. They didn't have anything. I apart from the 2 chances which obviously Pickford saved, I didn't felt troubled. Obviously the last 5 minutes I was biting my nails because I was just desperate for us to get that win, but I didn't feel like that they were at any stage going to trouble us and score. And I probably felt that had they done that, we may have been able to go on and get a second goal ourselves. But yeah, that was a much, much improved performance from the end of the season. The 3 signings looked really quality signings. We just looked more compact, more aggressive in midfield. We looked like we could win the ball back. We looked like we could create chances if we needed to. Yeah, it bodes well for the season. Maybe we need one or 2 more. I don't know whether that's going to happen this window. Maybe we probably need cover for Coleman. Whether Ancelotti seems like he's okay with John Joe Kenny, we shall see. Maybe a centre back. Maybe Pickford has redeemed himself enough to say that we can give him that extra season, but maybe we need a really quality centre back to play alongside Mason Holgate. But I'm happy with Keane personally. All in all, A really, really good performance, really solid, and I'm really looking forward to the remainder of the season and seeing how we progress. But it all looks good at the moment. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this video. Please subscribe to be in with the chance to win the video, to win the t-shirt. Please give this video a thumbs up, and I shall see you on the next video.